it's always difficult for me to talk about Martin Luther King anyway, because I spent so many years being so close to Coretta after he was assassinated, and spent many hours listening and talking to her and going through all that she went through from the early days all the way until the end, and so admired her for being able to raise her children and have none of them go to jail, and to hold up the bright banner of Martin Luther King and his what he stood for during some very difficult times in her life. But anyway, here we are. It is a day of remembrance, a holiday for Martin Luther King and all the work that we have yet to do, which was his work in his time. We look at him every year in those photographs, frozen in time, forever young. It's like Nelson Mandela, who for years we looked at pictures of him as a young man because we didn't have any pictures of him as he was older. And I remember going and working in that cause and going to South Africa and being there the day he got out of jail. And his wife and his children had told us what he looked like, but we didn't really know. So there we were sitting when he came in, and now we all know what he looks like in all his glory. So he's not frozen in time, but Martin is frozen in time. He would be 80 this year. And we miss his marvelous pronouncements, his wit, his courage. And he was a witty man. He was a serious man. He was a very religious man, but he also liked to tell jokes, and he liked to laugh at them. And out of the whole fabric of his life, we're called upon to figure out how to create what he called a unified community of justice. When you're dead, you belong to the ages, and people can define you, they can confine you, they can redefine you. It's like Obama says that people pour everything that they believe and want into him and see him as representing everything that they have fancied that someone will be. So people define Martin and redefine him in many ways. It is true that what he and other folks in the civil rights movement wanted was to have our people to align reality with the goals of the great documents and promises of our national life, by which I mean the Declaration of Independence and the preamble to the Constitution. And Obama's election symbolizes, no matter how we look at it, that the civil rights movement was a success. We have come a long way as a country in moving toward fairness, justice, and equal opportunity for Asian Americans, Latinos, African Americans, gays and lesbians, sexual minorities of all types, the disabled, and poor people of whatever race or color in our Arab Americans in our political and economic life. But as I said, Obama, like King, means many different things to different people. To my biracial godchild, who's now 8, he means that, oh gee, isn't that great? He's biracial. To my niece, who is African American and not biracial, it's, oh great, he's a black guy and he's the president of the United States. To my students that I teach at Penn, most of whom are white, and the students who are in my seminars, it's how great he is. He went to an Ivy just like we do. And he's went to a lawyer, and he was at Columbia and whatever, and he's got all these great ideas, and isn't he articulate, that kind of thing. So it depends on what we think is important. And so what I think is that we need to organize, we need to put pressure on. Obama says that he has his own grassroots organization that the DNC is now going to run to put pressure on members of Congress and others to carry out his objectives. But that's not the end-all or be-all. Let's not be too optimistic about that. We need to be organized to put pressure on Obama. Obama is not a magic man, Martin they used to say all the time about Martin Luther King that he was the magic man. He could make everything happen. And Martin said, I'm not a magic man. Obama's not a magic man, and he's got many pressures on him, and he's got many constituencies wanting all kinds of things. Those of us who support him have to do more. That's the answer. People who support him have to do more to insist that the decisions that are made and that the advice that is given and the things that happen make sense in terms of helping the country. That doesn't mean being oppositional or undermining his presidency or not giving him the capacity for greatness because we should just leave him alone. Somebody said to me, why don't we just let him do whatever he wants to do? And then he'll have a successful presidency. No, he won't. That's not the way the world works. Everybody deserves to be looked at and observed objectively and to be helped to make the right decisions and to move in the right direction. Obama has the potential for greatness. He can be great because he has great challenges and he has great talents. Presidents who have great talents but don't have great challenges can't be great because there's nothing to be great about. They can just slide along, you know. Presidents who have great challenges and have no talents can't be great either. It's just like people who know how to teach but they don't know anything, or people who know a lot and can't teach. You know, you got to do both of them. And so Bill Clinton said to me, he said, you know, I could never be a great president. I said, yeah, how about Monica Lewinsky? He said, no, I'm not talking about that. He said, no matter what happened, I couldn't be a great president because I didn't have a war or anything like that. You know, even though the economy did pretty well, that was enough. Obama has the opportunity. Someone said to me, he's been given all these lemons, you know, the economy, the war, all this stuff given to him at this time. No, it's an opportunity. If he can make it work, he will go down in history as one of the greatest of American presidents, but he can't do that unless those who support him help him to do what he has to do. And if we do that, if we help him and support him in what he has to do, we will be doing his work, our work, the country's work, and we'll be doing Martin Luther King's work. It's just as simple. And if we do that, then Martin's task of, you know, creating a unified community of justice and more peace and justice in the world will come closer to that. And no, we're not post-racial. You can't be post-racial until you're post-racist. And you can't be post-racist until you're anti-racist. So you got to go through some steps. And he has said himself, you can't just automatically, because I got, you know, elected, that means that, oh, well, we don't have any race problem. We do. It means we've moved, but we need to do something about it. And if we do all of these things, we will move closer toward Martin's task, or what did he call it, transforming the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood and sisterhood. So let us all do our share to include everybody, regardless of sexual orientation, age, or however disabled, in the dream of Martin Luther King, so that we can do what he said. What did he say? Speed up the day when all God's children, black men and white men, people of every color, race, ethnicity, and speakers of every language group, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants, Catholics, Muslims, Buddhists, and Shintoists, indeed all religions, will be able to join hands and sing, free at last, free at last. And if we do that, we will honor his legacy and make his World House vision apt and true, and we will reach a goal for our nation of liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much.